Donald Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein. Welcome to Law and Society. Please subscribe. There's really nothing new that we're talking about here, but there's evidence that is coming out. The House Oversight Democrats have released emails between Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell that talks about Donald Trump being at Epstein's house as well as his plane. And now we're just going to get more and more information coming out of the Oversight Democrats that have been provided by Jeffrey Epstein's estate, which is, however, very different from the information that the FBI has on Jeffrey Epstein through the investigations on Jeffrey Epstein that caused them to arrest, indict, and convict Jeffrey Epstein, put him in a federal prison where he died under mysterious circumstances. We don't know everything about those circumstances, but what we are going to find out is more of what we have found out now, which is that Donald Trump was very involved with Jeffrey Epstein. We know that for years now because of all the pictures that have come out and the videos that have come out. But actual communication between Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell and other people, somebody called Michael Wolff, and I'm not so tangled in the names and the stories and the scandals so as to know exactly who Mr. Wolff is, but he seems to know that that CNN was going to ask Donald Trump about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein before Donald Trump started his first term in office. Like, imagine it's been going on for over a decade now, that this saga has gone on. It has been disclosed. You know, the story of Virginia Giuffre has come out. The book has come out, and a number of Jeffrey Epstein's survivors have come out. What is really important to me, and what I think should be important to everybody, is that the stories of the survivors need to be heard. The survivors need to tell their stories, and they need to have their stories believed. And that's why the information coming out of the FBI would be so important in proving that what these survivors were saying is true. What they're saying today is true. So, in reality, yeah, Adelita Grijalva's vote is the 218 vote on the discharge petition that is going to force the House to vote on the release of Epstein files from the government. Now, that same petition will go to the Senate. Then we're going to have to see whether the Senate's going to pass it or not. Then it's going to go to Donald Trump's desk. And what do you think Donald Trump is going to do? He's going to sign it? I mean, like, we have been led to this chase that if you go this way, if you push this much, we're going to get the files. But then there's still more. Like, there's a Senate vote, and then Donald Trump has to sign that in order for the information to come out. And what do you think the likelihood of that is? That Donald Trump is going to sign over a tranche of information coming out from the Federal Bureau of Investigation about the conduct of Jeffrey Epstein and everything that was investigated by Jeffrey Epstein. What are the chances that he's going to sign that? The only way that I can see him signing that is if everything about him is neatly redacted by the DOJ and the FBI. Maybe they have been delaying it for this long. Maybe they've been pushing off and not releasing the files because this gives them time to clean out the names of Donald Trump and references to Donald Trump from all of the files. That very well may be the case. We don't know. This is conjecture. But I think that these small little emails coming out, this information that's slowly going to come out from the Democrats in the Oversight Committee, should be supported by survivor statements as well as the list of predators and the list of these really powerful men who preyed on these women when they were girls, if the survivors come out with the list on their own, then Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna can go and read those names out and what happened on the House floor under the protection of the speech or debate clause, which allows members of Congress to say whatever they want on the House floor or on the Senate floor, and that is immune from prosecution, immune from any sort of investigation under the speech or debate clause, because they are doing it as part of their legislative action to read the truth and read what the American people want read and read what these survivors want read onto the public record of Congress, so that and also so that everybody can hear it. And the speech and debate clause protection, speech or debate clause protection, is the way to do it, as Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna put it before. And other than that, I feel like the survivors, I feel like the people who are really the story is about, they need to be heard. Their stories need to be heard. They need to be believed. And the glamour around high-powered people and Jeffrey Epstein's connections to high-powered people should be looked at from the vantage point of these survivors, not from the vantage point of an outsider onlooker with nothing invested in this other than the scandal, who wants to know the names of these people and be like, oh my God, what a scandal about it. Let's focus on the survivors. Let's focus on the people who made it through that horrific mental torture and physical abuse, and let's believe them. With that said, let's hope that all the information comes out in one way, shape, or form. But I don't think that Donald Trump's administration or a MAGA Congress without any sort of Democratic power there other than the subcommittee releasing emails, I don't think is going to be a successful way to get the documents out. But we'll have to see. And I still think that the survivors should be building up their names and their lists and handing it over to Representative Massie and Khanna to be able to publicize it, and so the American people believe them and corroborate these names. If they come up through the emails, somehow those positions and names will be corroborated by the survivors, and this will have to play out in the court of public opinion as opposed to being in a court of law and equity where these survivors can get their remedy for being so used, abused, and thrown away. Thank you for listening. Please keep your goodwill and prayers for the survivors, and keep hoping and keep pressing your representatives and your senators to release those files. So maybe there is a scintilla of chance that even if Donald Trump does not sign that and vetoes that bill after it presumably passes the Senate as well, that will there be a 2/3 vote in both the houses, both the chambers of the Congress for the files to come out? I don't think there is. And that's why we need to go a different way and start doing it now. With that said, thank you so much for listening. Please share this information and please subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.